Yo, Counterattack Podcast. Back again. Myself, Daps, and
Me, Michael.
speak up, bruv.
What, is that not loud enough?
Oh no, I feel like you're doing.
I was doing sexy voice,
Mr. R&B. Yeah, do you know what I mean? But yeah, guys, keep liking, subscribing, sharing. Back again for another week. But what can I say? Apart from keep up the support, I'm starting to get the engagement that I like. So that's always a good thing. But yeah, man, we're going to go straight into it. It's going to be a little quick one for you because I'm tired. This is lastminute.com. Michael has happily stepped in, but I feel like he only stepped in because he's got a few things to get off his chest.
Come on.
Got a few things to get off your chest, yeah?
No, but I've been getting off my chest for about 2 years, though. I've been screaming this. 2.5 years.
Okay.
Bro, you know this. How many times I've been on here saying that this guy's not good enough?
Are you good there? Yeah?
Yeah, man, I'm good. It looks a bit loose. I was making sure it's all good. But yeah, no. I'm hoping it's the beginning of the end of the Ole reign, but seems like he's got a lot of people in his corner. So I'm not hoping. I don't have high expectations, but bruv, I've been screaming he's not good enough. That little run of games against Huddersfield and Bournemouth and them teams.
I said Huddersfield, you know.
But that's what it was. That's what gained the momentum. Then we had the lucky result against PSG. And then that was it. After that, it was downhill. We got a contract. And
Oh, you talk about the very beginning.
yeah, that's what it's based off. That's what it's based off. So, yeah, it's nothing, man.
If we're going to go straight into it, I do feel, like you just said, something about this time feels like it's the end.
It seems like it could be.
And I think a lot of that's got to do with the fact that before you could complain about the team that he had. Like you had excuses.
You could pick out.
Yeah.
But really and truly, the team, it still was a higher quality in terms of individuals. But now, there's no excuses.
Yeah, I feel like there's no excuse to have the level of people that Man United have got and be churning out, to be churning out these these performances. But what's mad, no, Coutinho's finished, you know.
Yeah, he is.
What's mad though is how bad it is.
It's shocking. But the thing is, it's been like this for a long time. But just managing to get out of trouble, I don't know what it was last season. Like we went behind in a couple of games, but I don't think teams really tried to finish us off like they're doing this season. So we were able to get out of trouble a couple of times. But it's been bad for a long time. It's not been smooth, but just papering over cracks.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to realise as well, last season you had Liverpool inconsistent because of injuries. City got off to that rocky start because of the whole defence situation. Chelsea obviously were doing what they're doing with Lampard. So we were like the best of the worst bunch. Whereas now, Liverpool are back to what? Looking like 1920 Liverpool. City doing what City do. Chelsea looking solid. So where teams around us are performing really well as well, it highlights the fact that how poor we're doing. But what the thing about it which frustrates me is just the bias from the influential members of the media, like Gary Neville's coming out and, you know, basically saying now that, well, he's basically said he's not gonna call for Ole to get sacked because that's his mate. He's not gonna criticise him.
To be fair, I hear that, but
Yeah,
Gary Neville has always been like, he's never been one for a manager to call for a manager to get sacked.
But there's ways that you call for managers to get sacked, and he's definitely done that in the past. The standards that you're setting for one gaffer and for another one, come on, if you're sitting there saying this guy should win the league, and you know he's far off from winning the league, you're implying that this guy needs to go. He's not good enough. But if you're sitting there saying that the expectations of him are not to win the league, and you know finishing fourth and the Europa League is a success for him this season, bro, you've dropped the bar for him. So as things are going, we are on line to finish fourth and win the Europa League. Do you see what I'm saying? It's his use of words. It's his language. He's an intelligent guy, Gary Neville. He's smart. He knows what he's doing. I just wonder if inside he's actually burning. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, because you can't sit there and claim that you love the club this much. Like, I believe he does.
Yeah.
And be happy with what's being churned out. And listen, you're a football man. You know it's coming from the gaffer. You're saying there's no identity, there's no style. Players don't go on the pitch and determine their identity and style. That comes from the dressing room. That comes from the training ground.
It's on what you're saying. A few people have been saying, like we've been here saying it for ages, that with Man United, the way that they play is just they rely on individual brilliance. But what's getting to me now, which I find very funny, is the fact that everybody sees it now. Everybody literally is seeing that.
That's what it is.
They have no, they have no style. Ole hasn't really got a clue. There's no real plan. It's always just rely on someone to show up in a game and to do something. And my thing is that if because they hear it, Ole and the coaching staff definitely hear it. Like at some point you have to change something, but I don't think that they have it in. I don't think he's got enough about him to. Do you know what? To change it.
Do you know what though? What you're, I get what you're saying, because obviously it's been a very long time and nothing's happened. But bro, this is football, isn't it? There's a formula. We're not asking for him to do anything special out of the remit of a football manager. Like you go through your badges, you learn the trade, you learn how to create these patterns and let them be replicated in matches. So I don't even think for him to be incapable of doing it, then that's really alarming. I think it's an arrogance thing.
I think he said, what do you call him? Carragher was talking, and he was talking about the fact that he's done as well as he can. But when you look at the other top teams, the other top teams have top managers. Yeah. So when you look at the Tuchels, you look at the Klopp, Pep. He's just said straight that Ole is not on them levels. So he ain't gonna win the Premier League. He ain't gonna win Champions League. And that's okay. Yeah. He's done as well as he can, and maybe it's time now for them to be. They're at that point where you have this team. Like, people can say what they like about Ronaldo right now. People are like, he's hindering. All of a sudden, he's hindering the team.
But this guy was the best player on the planet like 6 months ago. Now he's hindering the team. Yeah. Even 6 months ago, 4 months ago.
It just goes to show what people are like. Like, Ronaldo is Ronaldo, but now United aren't performing. He's the problem. He's the one that's hindering the team. When we're playing rubbish and he was getting the goals when he first come. That was a dirty tackle.
But for me, I just don't understand how so many people are just shifting blame away from the management and coaching team to individuals.
Yeah, Carragher trying to make it a Pogba problem.
They always try to make it a Pogba problem.
I never was just like, no, it's not a Pogba problem. Do you know what I mean? But
listen, and the thing is, what gets me is, look, they slandered Martial. Yeah, you've got Cavani playing up top, starving for service. You've got Ronaldo playing up top, starving for service. It's clearly the style of play of the system, which is in place, which is not getting the best out of these players. Doesn't matter who you put up top. I even said this: if we even got Harry Kane, we'd still be having the same problems. Yeah, he's not getting no service. Like, so it's time. Like, the guy has to, like, you don't get a team like this and remain with this guy. Yeah, like, he's dropped Pogba for tonight.
Oh, Pogba's not playing tonight?
He dropped Pogba, Matic and Sancho. I've got a feeling he might have dropped Pogba because of his interview after the game.
That's something has to change.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't think Pogba's staying, bro. I think
he's going on a free.
Yeah, I think, because at the beginning of the season, I was like, this guy's playing. He might just sign a new contract.
Listen, he's in a shop window.
Yeah, but now I think he knows.
Listen,
for me, I think Pogba probably knows. Obviously, I don't know anything. I think Pogba probably knows. He's probably made up his mind that he's gonna go, and I think Ole knows that he can't keep him.
So he's gonna try.
I think Man United want to keep him, but I think Pogba's probably just gonna go. So now it's one of them ones where do you really stick with him and play him in all the games, or does he now become an easy scapegoat because long term he ain't going to be there anyway? So, which is what I think it is.
Yeah, it's all political. I mean, look, I think Ole's quite insecure, to be fair. No, because look, he stripped De Gea of the captaincy when De Gea came out and spoke after a Newcastle defeat. And now you got Pogba speaking up, and he's dropped him. It's just all funny. You want your best players on the pitch. Do you know what I'm saying? As much as possible, and he's our best player. Like, there's no arguing that.
I think United have big problems right now because too many of their players aren't performing. Do you know what I'm saying? And then not only, obviously, you can blame the system, but then I might be super critical on him, but you know, then you got like Maguire coming back and
no, you're not being super critical.
Playing how he played.
That's not acceptable. Regardless, okay, he's injured. Yeah, I get that. He's not going to be sharp, but bro, did you see their mistakes?
I saw the mistakes.
Like, do you know what? Yeah, the one for the first goal was bad, but do you know what the worst one was?
Which one was the first one when he got robbed off from Iniesta?
Yeah, when he just waited for the ball to come. That was bad. Yeah, but I think it was the fourth goal, and he's let the defender, the attacker, come behind him. But the way he's like, when you see a goal and then you just see Maguire there, yeah, it's just the worst. It's so clumsy. But look, he's never going to get dropped. He's the club captain, which in itself speaks volumes. How can a man who's been relegated 4 times be captain? People who've won 4 or 5 Champions Leagues. This doesn't make sense.
Oh, what do you think? Varane should be captain?
I didn't say that. I just don't think Maguire should be captain.
Oh, who do you think? I think De Gea should personally be a captain, though.
Do you know? I don't even know, to be fair. I can't even lie. There's not many people in that team that I look at and think that they are leaders. Yeah.
Do you lot think top 4 is a sure thing for you this year?
No.
You don't?
But then at the same time, I'm not too sure who could creep in there.
That's crazy. Arsenal?
I don't think so.
Never.
Like, listen, Monday, was it Monday, Palace?
That Palace game we started well, you know.
I know.
We actually started really, really well, but after that first goal went in,
it's just back to
it's like, we just withdrew.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of you boys.
We just withdrew, and it's like sometimes we're playing in moments and we're like, yes, this is how we should be playing, but then it gets to the point like teams have to allow us to play. Once the team gets on us, we just don't know how to handle it and how to come out of that.
It's a bit like us. We're in a very similar position. The only difference is we have better players. Because we both have managers that seem to be out of their depth in one way or another. And we have the same kind of problems on the pitch. Look, you had a difficult start to the season. If we had who did you like? Brentford, City, and Chelsea the first 3 games. We might be in a similar position, but I think you're only 2 points behind us anyway.
Imagine that.
You know what I'm saying?
Imagine that.
So
if we had won on Monday and won on Friday,
well, you got Villa tomorrow. You ain't winning against Villa.
Yeah, we'd be top 4.
But listen, do you know what's mad? I heard a stat today, yeah, and it's absolutely crazy. Arteta's only won 8 home games.
He's on 30-something%
in 2 or 3
games.
seasons.
Yeah, crazy.
That's shocking.
It's mad. This is what I'm saying. But do you know what it is with Arsenal as well, though? Like, any manager, I think, taking over when Arteta took over would have a horrid one. Maybe they'll have a slightly better one, I reckon, if there's a better manager. But I think the team was in such a place where stats were always going to get racked up against us anyway. You know what I'm saying? But I really want to spend too much time talking about Arsenal because it's the same thing every week.
Yep.
We already know what it is. What I do want to talk about is Steve Bruce. Gave him the chop, bro.
Yeah, it's going to happen though, isn't it?
8 mil payoff, apparently.
Listen, sack me every year if you're going to pay me that much money.
If you are sacking me and I get 8 mil as well, I'm shaking everyone's hand. Oh, thank you.
Great mommy for me. Great daddy for me.
Listen, 8 milli. Bruh. I'll sign my own P45.
Listen, I'll do some cleaning on the way out.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Do you want to take it? I'll take that out. Listen, it's a nice payout.
it was always going to happen, to be fair, as soon as they took over.
I
But
think they were nice to let him get the 1,000th game. I think that was sentimental.
Oh, you think so? You think it was already... Well, to be honest, as soon as they took over, I think
They could have sacked him there and then.
Yeah, he was done.
But they let him get the game, 1,000 games in management. I think he's talking about he's not going to manage again.
Yeah, have you seen what he said? I felt bad for him.
Yeah, I felt bad for him. He's a United legend, man. He's a United legend.
I don't feel bad for him because of that.
But no,
I just feel bad because the treatment he's been getting,
nasty,
man.
Isn't it?
It's mad.
You forget these people are human, and regardless of what what results they churn out, don't deserve that kind of abuse and treatment.
And obviously, what do you call it? Wait, let me just see how this plays out. Yeah, I'm watching the Barcelona game. The thing is, with this Newcastle team, obviously they have new money and whatever. How many of their players... It's funny because some of their players are playing knowing that their time is up.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? But how many of their players do you think realistically can stay and last that regime, the new regime?
Look, I think it's going to come in waves, though, isn't it?
Same. Yeah, like they're not just going to build a mad team all over.
So I think St. Maximin's safe.
Yeah.
Callum Wilson's safe. I don't even know who's in the team. You
know what? I can see Callum Wilson on the bench next year.
Yeah, of course.
Because they're probably going to, or even for Jan, they're probably going to get a striker who is someone like
who's available. Who's like
someone like I can imagine them getting Martinez or something like that.
What, Inter?
Yeah.
You think?
In January? No, not in January, but I can imagine that.
Yeah,
they have their money's long.
But they're talking about getting Calvert-Lewin, isn't it? He's meant to be like the first big signing that they're trying to get to start the new regime. But who they getting in to manage?
I don't know.
The old Roma manager or something.
What kind of manager do you think? I don't think they're not ready for the big boys yet. Obviously,
no. They're
not ready for like a Conte.
No.
I saw people saying Eddie Howe and
I saw that.
And Graham Potter.
How'd you go for speaker with Eddie Howe? Really and truly.
I don't know, man. Someone in one of my groups was saying Brendan Rodgers.
I like Graham Potter. I can't lie. I'm a big fan of him.
No. He's a really good manager.
Fan of him. I think. Do you know what? Yeah, I think that'd be a decent little project for him.
Nah.
You don't think?
I think not that Brighton's his level, but what's happening now is that Newcastle are
they're gonna have
in with the big boys now.
Yeah,
they're in with the big boys. Not straight away, obviously.
That's what I'm saying. But I think it'd be a nice little project. I think he could
because the level of players they're probably gonna get. Because I just got a feeling. I don't think it's gonna be like a 5-year project thing.
No,
I think it's one of them ones where they're gonna spend big from
as soon as possible
from the get go.
Yeah,
and I don't know if Graham Potter is that guy. I feel like he's the guy that does it. I feel like he's the guy that could do something at Arsenal, where you're not going to get the money, but you're going to have more time with the players in regards to not needing that instant impact. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Whereas,
but I think with Newcastle though, it's going to look between January and summer transfer window. What they're probably going to get in like 6-7 players. You reckon? Like maybe more than that. I mean,
maybe even more than that.
I mean, look, I don't know. That sounds a bit wild to just get in a whole. Because what are they going to do? They can't just terminate everyone's contracts. Not everyone's going to. They're not going to be able to sell everyone.
Bare people in that team are on the wages that they're probably not going to get elsewhere. So they're probably just happily just chill.
So it's going to be it's going to be it's not going to be smooth sailing straight away. It's going to take a little while to get what they really want going on. But it'd be interesting though. It'd be definitely interesting. But see who they're going to get in as manager. Who's their next game?
Don't know.
But Newcastle,
it's gonna be exciting. This next transfer window is literally just gonna be all about Newcastle.
Yeah,
it's gonna be all about Newcastle. Like no one's really checking to see.
Literally, but they got to do a bit of a madness to stay up.
Nah, I think with the money that they've got, I feel like they can buy.
No, that's what I mean. They got to buy players in because they need to stay up.
Yeah, I think they'll do that.
Where's David Luiz? He's gone back to Brazil, isn't it?
Oh, is he? Has he signed?
I can see them grabbing him or something like that.
Nah, not even. Guys, make sure you keep subscribing. If you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, press that subscribe button right now. get at us and let us know like who you think Newcastle's gonna buy, who do you think a good manager would be for them, or where they're gonna go next. Yeah, man, let us know. Let us know also if you think Man United are a sure thing still for the top four, because they were a sure thing a couple of weeks ago. All of a sudden it's changed. And yeah, that's it. Click that subscribe button. Mo Salah. Right. I'm just going to go straight onto Liverpool. I was watching Match of the Day the other day when I came back from Jamaica. Jamaica was sick, by the way.
How long were you out there for? For a minute, innit?
About 10 days. Felt longer, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah. Long. It's funny because after 2 days, I was like, right, man, I still got a whole 8 days left.
Yeah, more than a week.
Yeah, man. So, but honestly, it was good. I'm already going back, man.
I don't blame you.
I'm going back. No, I've literally, it's booked.
When you going back?
It's very soon.
Can't with everyone here.
So, I came back, watched Match of the Day on Saturday. Didn't see any of the games. I saw Mo Salah. And then after when they were analysing, I think it might have been Alan Shearer, I'm not too sure. Whoever it was on the couch, they were like, oh, in Mo Salah, people talk about this player, that player. Mo Salah right now is the best player in the world. Normally, I'm not going to lie to you. When I hear shouts like that, I'm just like, why did you have to go it and take it there? Yeah. Like best in the world. I feel like it's lazy a lot of the time when they say this player's the best in the world.
If you're talking about form, if you say right now best in the world, it's obviously form.
But when he said it, I wanted to...
You can't really argue with it.
But then I thought, he's saying Mo Salah's the best in the world. I want to interject, but I'm like, you know what? I'm not even mad at that. Whether or not I agree or disagree is a different thing. But I'm not mad at that. Because right now, you see Mo Salah, he's operating on a different thing.
I think the only one who's kind of up there in terms of form is Benzema and maybe Lewandowski.
Bro,
but he's not. But with Salah, bro, he's been consistent now for how many years? Like you can't deny him that. Like you know what he's gonna do, and you can't stop it.
Bro, he's been consistent, but I feel like right now, I feel like he's just tapped into
because he's got passes and all sorts coming, like different type of passing. That pass for the Mane goal,
bro,
I did not know that.
Him and Mane linking up again.
Yeah.
Like,
That's what I mean. Liverpool gone back to 1920. Liverpool.
I was talking to Scorch, and Scorch was saying last year, you don't know what was going on between them two. They just didn't really, they were on this individual thing. Whereas this year, looks like the link up is back. Mane's looking good, even though
it was quiet last night though.
Also, anyway, I'm gonna come back to the Mane thing, but yeah, I'm not mad at people saying Salah's the best in the world right now. I'm not mad at it at all. I wouldn't put myself out there and say he's the best in the world because I can't do that. Do you know what I'm saying? But Mo Salah is a different level right now, and what I don't understand right now is that there's all this talk about whether or not they should extend his contract and stuff like that.
Bro, pay him what he wants.
Pay him. Do you know what I mean? Imagine you go out externally and buy the best player right now in the world. What sort of contract you're going to have to give them if they're the best player in the world right now? Yeah. But it's just so crazy how when they're right under your nose, you don't want to just fork out the money.
Listen.
Because if Mo Salah was playing for Real Madrid, Barcelona, PSG, and he became available and Liverpool wanted to buy him,
they wouldn't be able to get him.
No, but even if they could get him, they'd bite their hand off. Oh yeah, we want Mo Salah right now. And they'd pay him what he wants. But I think if they don't secure that right now, then they could be in big trouble because I don't know where you're going to get someone playing on that level right now.
They're not replacing that. Like what he's actually done for them is a madness. And I think, I don't know, sometimes, well, me anyway, sometimes, it's like, I like to see a lot from players at them kind of levels.
Yeah.
I'm quite critical. I'm like he's very dependent on one foot, this, that, and the other. But really and truly, in terms of output and what he's actually delivered, they're not replacing that with anyone. I don't believe.
Yeah.
Like just from who's floating about in world football right now, they're not replacing that. So they need to give him whatever money he's requesting. If he needs to be the highest paid player in the Premier League, so be it. So be it. You don't sleep on something like that. That contract should have been wrapped up. The only thing which has got me questioning is if he wants to go Madrid or something.
Mm.
Which is there's that. Listen, next year is going to be a lot of like mad transfers, free transfers.
Like,
Mbappe's not signing.
Mbappe's going to Real Madrid.
I think Pogba's going Madrid as well.
You don't think he's going to go PSG?
I don't know, man. I don't feel like that unless they get Zidane in or something. Because Poch ain't looking too lively over there. Everything seems like a bit of a struggle.
It's so crazy because he's actually such a really good manager.
But
are we seeing, in regards to Poch, that maybe as good as he is, that level's just one step too much.
Essentially, because it's you. I mean, look, respectfully, the French league ain't the most competitive in Europe.
It's funny how a lot of people are watching it now, though.
But I mean, obviously, there's a lot of reasons to watch it now. A lot of players involved in it. But with that being said, more recently, different teams have been, or more teams have been producing quality and performing against the bigger teams in the league. But with that squad, he should be dominating it.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be getting last minute winners, like getting bailed out. They should be walking it with those kind of players. The influence, like he should be winning games in the tunnel.
Yeah.
Looking over, you're seeing Neymar, Messi, Mbappe, Verratti.
Imagine they still got Ramos.
Ramos is injured
still. Yeah, they got
Hakimi, Donnarumma. Do you know what I mean?
Marquinhos, Wijnaldum.
Like they've got like a Di Maria. So he's clearly there's something not connecting over there.
What kind of goal is that? What?
Obviously, he's on fire right now.
It's funny how people are rating him now all of a sudden.
I didn't say anything like that. I say he's on fire. He was on good bit of form. I've not watched too much of him to
be honest, a lot of people are rating him. I think it's probably because that goal and what he's been doing recently, but I think he's flattered to deceive. Is that a saying? Did I say that correctly? Yeah. Like sometimes I see him and I'm like, yeah, good player, but then sometimes I'm like a bit overhyped. So I still need to see a bit more from him. But yeah, so back to what you're saying.
He's on a big stage though, and he's at Madrid, young. It's a lot of criticism. It's not always going to be smooth sailing. But I think so. Yeah. I don't know. I don't, like I said, I've not watched too much of him to have much of an opinion. But yeah, now Salah, Liverpool either sort that out, or like I said, he might be going in next year. How long has he been at Liverpool now?
Was it
about 4 years? He's won everything.
He's literally won everything.
Well, Champions League, Premier League. I don't know if they've done anything domestic cups, but he's won that. What more does he need to wait around for? Golden boots.
He's done that.
He's got the Premiership, man.
Yeah.
Go start a new, and if he goes to,
and this is like his last big contract.
If he goes to Madrid on a free, he's going to get a wedge. Or I can't see him going PSG.
Yeah.
Barca, I can't see that happening either.
Do you know what? Speaking of like players who have like tapped into something, yeah. Oh wait, what team did is this a team Haaland come from? What team did he come from?
He was at Salzburg, wasn't
it? It was Salzburg, isn't it? I'm not making it up.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so I was talking to, in that same conversation with Scorcher the other day, we were talking about there's certain players who they get to a point where they just clock the game and they're just so cultured that their class is just like a permanent one. And they get to a point where they just tap into just football, make it look easy. Not that everything's always going to come off for them, but where everything is just clean. Do you know what I mean? Everything is just like, why did Leicester play today?
Europa. But sometimes they do. This game kicks off at like 3:30.
Oh, why
some like odd Europa games they played on Wednesday.
But yeah, so just tap into something, and sometimes we can be like, oh, form, they lost form, so they're not all that or whatever. And then sometimes we can be like, oh my gosh, they're doing that outrageous thing. But then it just gets to the point where sometimes they're just that guy. And the reason why I bring this up is because when we were chatting, we talk about like the Lewandowskis and the Kanes and why you can't compare Harry Kane to Lewandowski. Because obviously Harry Kane scored on the weekend and people are like, he may be back and whatever.
But my man hasn't stopped though.
Bro,
This is the difference. Lewandowski hasn't stopped.
but it gets to a point where
all this
it's like he knows exactly what kind of pass to play, what kind of touch to do.
Who's that?
Lewandowski. Like,
yeah.
everything about him is just, it's polished. Do you know what I'm saying? Benzema, yeah? I feel like that's one of the most polished players out there.
Listen, he's one of my favourite players. I'm always picking him up.
I don't understand
why I don't get the plaudits. But if
it's mad, no, because I think right now he's actually getting plaudits.
Yeah, I think him being back in the French squad definitely boosted his profile again. Because you got to realise, people don't watch football like that. Like, especially in this country, they'll see highlights from the Premier League. And then go off what pundits say. Do you know what I'm saying? And I don't even believe half of these pundits watch as much foreign leagues as they claim they do, because how much time do you have to watch all these other leagues when your job is to talk about the Premiership?
Yeah.
So I think sometimes they just throw it in there for sauce. But him being in playing back in the was it the Euros? I can't remember what one it was. Yeah, the Euros. I think that's boosted his profile. So it's got people talking and going back on the radar again. Obviously, Ronaldo's not at Madrid. He's the main man. So I think that does help. A player's profile can sometimes overshadow their ability, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, you hear a lot about certain players who are popular, but they're not as techie as someone else.
I just can't even put those lights on. Keep talking.
But yeah, he's getting, because there's talks of him winning the Ballon d'Or. And well, him as well, but Benzema. I don't think that's warranted, but there is talks of him winning the Ballon d'Or. Saying halfway through he's throwing on the lights. Suddenly get bright.
I totally forgot about the lights.
But yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of his. I'd like him to win it. Players have won it in the past when they've been questionable. A couple times Messi and Ronaldo have won it when other players probably should have. Schneider, 010. Yeah, Ribery.
I think.
Yeah, Kane's not in them man's category, man.
Say again.
Kane's not in them man's league.
No, Kane's definitely not in their category.
Has he even scored in the final?
No.
Right, these are big moments.
Anyway, I'm not even doing that whole Kane thing and whatnot.
I think you'll go City. There's talks of him still going City.
What? I think they finished him. You know.
Who?
Tottenham. This was the summer.
You don't think January?
I think if they get him, I just think it's the season.
I think
too late.
I don't. I think listen. I still think if he goes, I could do a madness over there. That I definitely feel that.
No, he's always going to score goals, but I don't even know if City will go in for him next year. Do you know what I mean? Like,
it's still January.
Huh?
It's still January.
He ain't going to win January.
You don't think?
No way, he ain't going to win.
And he's still eligible to play CL, so...
Yeah, no, he ain't going to win in January. Even though City... actually, Matt, how much do you reckon he's worth next year then?
He's still got 8 years on that contract.
Like lifetime contracts, bro.
Man signed a 25 to life contract with Spurs, you know. Yeah, it just doesn't seem... It just seems like even the journey's done with him at Spurs. I don't know, it could be a bit premature, and the weekend he goes and bangs a hat-trick, but it just doesn't seem the same.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem the same at all.
Tottenham are...
They've probably been better off selling him and spreading that money out.
Maybe.
Sometimes you just have to let go, man.
I hear that. Do you know, there's just such a... The market right now for strikers is just so... It's just so poor. It's just so poor, and I don't... When did that happen? What happened, like, where the real good strikers are just at such a premium now?
You got to realise, for years, a lot of goals are coming from wide players.
But even then, like, there's always been, like, obviously the strikers are the tickets. Like, but I feel like right now, there's probably, like, less than 10 real good strikers out. Well, obviously there's better good strikers, but I mean
like
real top quality strikers out there.
Like you had back in the day.
And what happened, because back in the day, you just know every team in that Champions League, like the main teams, they were coming with a bagsman.
Yeah.
They were coming with a striker.
Everyone had a bagsman. Everyone
had a bagsman.
Everyone.
Even the Leicester teams. Even
Del
Leicester,
Piero.
Arsenal were like a Leicester team then, if you know what I mean.
But
In regards to the rest of the Champions League team, we had Henry, Man United, Van Nistelrooy, who else?
Madrid, Raul.
Bro, there's
everyone.
There's bare teams. Do you get what I'm saying? But something happened. What changed?
I think it's just the way the game is played because, like I said, a lot of the wide players, that kind of became the thing. And you got strikers sacrificing for wide players. Then you got the introduction of a false nine. So it's kind of like the number 9 isn't... From time Spain started winning World Cups without a striker, I think that ruined the market for strikers. Do you know where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
Because it's like, all right, cool, we'll just... I mean, look, City thought it was a good idea to start a final without a striker. They don't really have a number 9 now. And what are they? Top, second in the league? Third? I don't even know. I don't even know what the league order is. I think definitely that has played a part. Definitely has played a part. Because what? Off the top of you, who's the top 5 strikers in the world? You got what? Benzema, Lewandowski, I guess Kane, Lukaku. Is that it?
Just imagine that.
Ronaldo. 5. Is Ronaldo a striker? He's not a striker.
What's he?
I don't know. He's not a striker though, is he?
He's Ronaldo.
Yeah, like, he's just Ronaldo.
He's just Ronaldo.
Yeah, like
he's not a striker. He's just Ronaldo.
Right. But even if he's now a striker, I don't think he's a better striker than them lot.
Ronaldo.
Yeah, because there's a lot to the
strikers. That's okay.
There's lots of number 9's game that he doesn't have. The hold up.
And that's it. But he's
Ronaldo, isn't
he? Gets goals.
Like, he gets goals. So,
but the thing is, sometimes would you rather a striker score goals like 35 goals a season, or would you one that gets 20 goals a season but does it in the biggest moments of the season?
Or like a Drogba.
Basically, because Ronaldo gets them in good moments, in big moments, and he gets the 35 goals.
I mean, Ronaldo gets the important goals.
But like, look, let's say that one against Villarreal.
It's an important goal.
Exactly. So he might, let's say he gets 20 goals this season, but there's moments like that. Whereas Harry Kane will probably give you 30 goals a season.
Without the moments.
I
guess it's what you want from your team. Do you want your team? I mean, look, striker not getting the goals in the moments ain't winning trophies. Simple as, and that's why he hasn't got nothing. Because in the big moments, he's not there. Look, I use this as an example. Can't remember what year it was, but Van Nistelrooy, I think it was like a goal off winning the Golden Boot. I think Henry got it, and we was playing Fulham last game of the season. Fergie dropped him. He was like, I'm about to win the Golden Boot.
Yeah.
He's like, we're not winning the title. I only want goals that win titles.
Oh, he said?
That's what he said. He said, your goals have to win titles or they don't mean nothing.
Bit harsh.
And then he understood it. What happened next season? On the title. Come on. But like stuff like that. You're not scoring goals for yourself. You're scoring goals for the team.
Yeah.
So you need to score the important goals. I think I'll take that. I'll take 15 or 20 important goals over, 4 goals against Newcastle, week 3 in the league, another 3 against Bournemouth, week 27.
Yeah.
Odd random ones. I'll take the 15, the winner in the derby, the winner that takes you top, the final, the goal in the final, the goal in the semi, that kind of stuff. That's what I think I'd prefer that.
Okay, cool. Very cool. I was meant to bring this up when we talk about Liverpool, but a couple of weeks ago, and I keep bringing this up to different people. I think I brought it up on the last podcast as well, because someone tweeted me last week saying, they still think Mane is finished. And still think he's because basically, I don't know if you saw on Twitter a couple of weeks ago where people were talking about saying Mane's finished, and I put myself in the conversation. I was just like, how can you say a man is finished?
You mean finished? I don't get that. Where does that come from?
That's what I'm saying. Like, how can you say a man is finished? How can you say he's done out here? Because he started the season a bit slower than you would have liked, but now he's still scoring goals. Now he's still scoring goals. Like, bro, this is what I'm saying, and now Mane for me, he's still. You know what it is? I think when you set such high levels, it's very hard to maintain that. And the moment you drop away from those levels,
for a little bit,
people say that.
But you still levels above.
You're done,
bro. His peers.
This is it.
So it doesn't make sense. But it's like you say, you set certain standards for yourself. You've got to maintain those standards, and people start judging you against those standards instead of the overall standards. But to come out and say Mane's finished it's a lazy statement.
Yeah.
Probably half trolling, because like the guy's far from that. But like I did, he was quiet last night. That game. Did you watch that game?
No.
Yeah, no. That I got time for Atletico.
Yeah.
Time.
That was I saw the highlights. It looked like it was a good game though.
Bloody good game. I'm glad. Sometimes Champions League night games, I get it wrong. I pick the wrong fixture. Because there's so many, and you think, I'll go for this, and it's some 0-0. But I thought, you know what? I hate it. Liverpool are flying right now. Obviously, there was a little spice before the game with Simeone and Klopp.
Oh, is it? Is that why they
he ran off? Yeah, that was
that's young, bro. I don't know why is he doing that, bro.
Pop-up. I don't understand. He was running as well. I didn't get it.
Yeah, bro.
But so I thought, that would be the one to watch. I don't watch City unless.
What, you hate them that much? You won't even watch them?
Can't stand them. I watch them unless I have to, and it's a shame because I know I'm missing out on a lot of good quality football.
Gee, I'll watch Tottenham, man, hoping that they'll lose.
Oh yeah, but
I just like football.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I do, but if I've got a choice, I will not watch.
Oh,
City.
I hear what you're saying. You know what saying? The same way if Tottenham are playing, but then
you got another game.
But then
like
someone else,
you'll watch that. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? And I tend to. That's. I'm not doing that.
Working on that, bro. I hear that. Cool.
So you saying your IPTs just?
Yeah, literally just there and then. But we're good to wrap this one up. Yeah. Guys, keep liking, subscribing, sharing. It was a quick one. Next week we're back properly. I might have a player next week. I don't even know.
I've got a new handle still.
Huh?
New Twitter handle. You see that?
Yeah, you did.
I'm back.
It's Michael. It's Michael. I'm gonna put that in the bio.
Sorry.
What happened to the other one?
I just thought, you know what? Let me just start fresh.
You didn't want people to dig up the old tweets, man.
The old tweets, Yeah. My old tweets. Listen, that might be a problem.
But yeah, guys, keep liking, subscribing, sharing. Click that subscribe button. Tell us what you think about this episode. Things that you don't agree with, whatever it is. Just get on it and let us know. We're out.